Hey guys, just wanted to do kind of like an update video of the new game that I downloaded, Fast Inning Baseball, the new game by Al Wilson. So I've been able to play a couple of games so far. I'm doing the 1980, just testing out doing 1980 New York Mets replay. I know they were really bad that year. I was just really interested in the early 80s Mets. I mean, my favorite player at the time was Lee Mazzilli, so just was really interested in that team. So this game's been out for a couple of weeks. He came out with that football game, I think last year or 2 years ago. So this is like the baseball version of it. Really enjoy it. It's very simple. Again, it's not like a game. The only drawback is you can't really get many stats from it. But this is not a game for stats. If you want to get like how many home runs a player has and stuff like that. And to me, when I do a replay, I feel that's very important to me is to to do this, collect the stats, and in my mind, I want to compare like how they did in read the replay against what they did in real life. So that's kind of like what I was, that's more what I'm more interested in. But for a quick play game, this is perfect. Especially there's some days when you don't have the time to break out like replay baseball or insight pitch or stratomatic, and you just want to get something done really quickly. And I highly recommend this game because again, it's not like just a game where you're just like getting the final score of a game. You're going through each inning, so you get to see the drama of the game unfold, which I think is pretty cool. And Al Wilson mentioned in one of his like videos, he talked about how the game is kind of like watching highlights, watching Sports Center, watching the MLB Network, and just watching them doing like the highlights of the game. So I thought that was pretty cool. And so far, so this is I did a video showing the components of the game, but this is kind of like what the game, it kind of borrows the concepts from History Maker Baseball. It has kind of the same flow to it, with the dice and the charts are very similar. This is an example of what the charts kind of look like. Um, so what I'm doing again, like I'm saying, I'm doing the 1980 New York Mets, um, and I print out a game sheet here, or the schedule, just to go by. Now, it's not going to be an accurate like replay of the season because obviously there's certain players. As you can see here, not every player is going to have a stat here. So, and again, there's not going to be every pitcher that pitched during that season is on that player card. So I'm just picking the pitchers off the top of just randomly picking the pitchers the pitchers, so the pitcher that might not be the actual pitcher that pitched that game. So again, it's kind of like it's not going to be a true like replay of the season. So basically, starting with there's the pitchers here. Starting with like Swan, just rotating the pitchers. Every like I think there's like 5 pitchers there. So again, it's not going to be an accurate like a real life comparing. So, but honestly, the replay so far I played 8 games, and as you can see, my record, out of the 3 games, I'm 3-5, and that goes with what happened. Their record in real life at that time was 3-5. So I've had some really interesting games, some really typical Mets games where the Mets have had a lead and then they blew it. The bullpen, it was really, as you can see. And then I got some games that were really bad. I got some the first game we lost like 5-3. The second game actually went into extra innings, and the Mets had a lead going into the 8th inning, and if they blew like the bullpen blew the lead and gave up 5 runs, so the Cubs were able to tie the game. So I was very like, oh, this is so realistic because I could see the Mets in real life doing that. See another score sheet. Again, we were yeah, we lost game 1. Game 2, we actually the one that went into extra innings. We actually won that game. That would have been really bad if we lost. Game 3, we lost 4-3. Again, you can see the Cubs got 2 runs in the 8th inning, and again the Mets blew the lead there. And then I had another game that went into extra innings, game 4, and then luckily the Mets were able to win. Again, they blew the lead. Actually, it was a comeback for the Mets in that game. Game 5, the Mets barely won 8-7. The Mets had a strong inning on the sixth inning. They scored 7 runs, and then this game 6 was kind of bad. You know, we lost 7-2. And where is it? Game 7. Another game that the Mets blew the lead in, and then game 8, the Mets just got destroyed 10-4. So yeah, I've been using this score sheet. I think there's 2 different score sheets. One that's just just putting in the pitchers. This one you can at least record the hitters that are tracking hitters that have hit home runs, or ones that that play an important role in the game. So that's so far what I'm going through with the 1980 season. Hopefully, I'll play some more games in the next couple of days to see how it goes. Again, I'm not thinking the Mets are going to be good. Again, that season they only won 67 games. So we'll see if we can do a little bit better than the real Mets or come close to it, or we'll see what happens. But definitely recommend checking out this game, Fast Inning Baseball. It's free download. They have a couple of seasons available. I know a lot of people on the Facebook page are making different seasons. Right now, I have the 1980 season, I have the 98 season, and I also have the past season 2023. But yeah, check it out. Fast Inning Baseball.